Good morning, everyone. Rise and Shine is global entertainment news morning buzz. I am your host, Busola, ready to kickstart your day with all the fresh news and stories. And right here with me, bringing our host back to the studio is Ben. Let's dive into today's headlines, fresh from the Punch and Guardian newspaper. Today's top story from Punch: 116 drug suspects nabbed in FCT Hotspot raid. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command have arrested 116 suspects in a series of coordinated raids aimed at tackling illicit drug activities across the capital city. The operation, carried out by officers of the Anti-Narcotics Section between August 1 and August 21, 2025, targeted identified black spots in Asokoro, Trademo, Mapepe, Kurudu, Kubwa, Gwaripa, Kegoyi, Utako, Life Camp, Zuba and Kashi. The statement on Thursday by the command spokesperson, Josephine Ade, said items recovered from the raid includes various illicit substances, hard drugs, and dry leaves suspected to be cannabis. She said after thorough screening, 89 of the suspects were released, while the remaining individuals have been charged in court for offences including public nuisance and possession of illicit drugs. The statement partly read: "In a sustained effort to rid the Federal Capital Territory of illicit drugs and related crimes, police officers attached to the Anti-Narcotics Section of FCT Police Command carried out several coordinated raids across identified black spots from August 1, 2025 to date."
Like I usually say that something like this, when they say that illicit drugs and all those cannabis cannot actually be eradicated from a country, it can't be eradicated because no matter what, some of these things are actually, let me say, is when you take it overdose, that is when there's going to be a complication to your health and all that. But some of these things are being prescribed sometimes by medical personnel for
Doctors.
those that are having insomnia, that can't sleep at night, or those elderly people that is battling with different type of health diseases, and then they needed a sleep. So it's expected to be using like
Prescribed,
normally,
when
not for what that where it when it's now started being out of hand and out of control in the country, where you see a young child of 16, 17, 18 years in the streets smoking and then going crazy and taking a lot of hard drugs just because they wanted to be in a state of hallucination. That is why I think that the government is coming in now to actually eradicate all this thing. But we really need to make sure that there is a more educated education going on
Awareness.
that they needed to pass on into those young youth and other to let them to know that this is not the good step and this is not the right way to actually take this thing.
Yeah, you said it all. All right, let's move on. US stops issuing visas for truck drivers following deadly crash. President Donald Trump administration on Thursday abruptly stopped issuing US visas for truck drivers after a fatal crash drew national attention, its latest sweeping step against foreign visitors. Effectively, immediately, we are pausing all issuance of workers' visas for commercial truck drivers. The increasing number of foreign drivers operating large tractors, trailers, trucks on US roads is endangering American lives and undercutting the livelihoods of American truckers, Secretary of State Marco Rubio wrote on X. Rubio's action came after a truck driver was charged with killing three people on highway in Florida while making an illegal U-turn. Arjun Singh, who is from India, allegedly entered the US state illegally from Mexico and failed an English examination after the crash, according to federal officials. The case has gathered wide media attention and has been highlighted by officials in Florida, controlled by Trump Republican Party, with the lieutenant governors flying to California to extradite Singh personally alongside immigration agents on Thursday. The crash has taken on a political dimension in part as Singh received his commercial license in California and also lived in the West Coast state, which is run by the rival Democratic Party and opposed Trump crackdown on immigration.
It's actually a very, very sad
Well,
thing
losing
that
three people's life.
we're
Yeah.
losing three people's life because what I'm going to say is that this thing about US on controlling the type of motorists that walk through the highway is actually like it's something that you don't usually hear of a truck taking three life or taking people's life on a highway because everything has its own times of
Mm-hmm.
movement in US. So now right now it feels like it's becoming a very regular thing for a truck driver to now be even those that don't even know anything about it, that did not even go into a good training of how to drive
Yeah.
a truck or even a tractor. So I feel like it's going to really reduce something, and
To
then they
help.
needed to look into it on how to actually give a minimum drivers, those that drive trucks, on how they have to go out, the time and when they have to go out, so that it
Mm-hmm.
can actually reduce life. Which I'm also thinking that if that has to imply on Lagos State and other, because the recent truck driving and colliding of motorists and
It's
all that
getting too
is
much.
getting too
Yeah.
much. You can't even walk on the road without you being scared that container should not fall
Or
over you,
you.
or you should not have. So that's also needed to let Nigeria also look into this and then try to
Yeah. All
work on
right.
that.
Yes. All right. Also, an story. Custom impounds exotic cars. Rice worth 1.4 billion naira. The Nigeria Customs Service Ogun 1 Area Command has seized contraband worth 1.4 million naira in a bid to combat smuggling and protect the nation's economic and security. The seized item includes three exotic cars, 4,424 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 1,936 parcels of cannabis sativa, and 105 used tires. The Ogun 1 Area Command Comptroller Godwin Otunla, disclosed this at a briefing held at the Idiroko on Thursday. The seized car includes a 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost with a duty-paid value of 905 million naira, a 2014 Formatic Benz with a duty-paid value of 21,423,400 naira, and a 2018 model of Honda End of Discovery with a duty-paid value of 32 million naira. The comptroller also revealed that the command generated 45 million naira in revenue in July 2025, representing a 27.47% increase from the corresponding month in 2024. He attributed the growth to enhanced compliance drive, improved monitoring of border activities, and robust stakeholders' engagement.
Well, it is actually a very good
Good
one to
one,
blame
yeah.
custom officers for their work as well. Those ones that we're actually talking about, the contraband and all that's being shipped into the country and all that. I feels like if those things were duly walk into the right process and all this, I don't feel like there's going to be any reason for the custom officer to actually seize those things from whoever. And I feel like this actually implicates this things is one of the cannabis that was being found in those contraband, and then it's actually the things that is affecting Nigeria, which Nigerian is security personnel is actually trying to tackle at this moment because of drugs and all that. So whatever that is needed to be imported into the country, I feel like they needed to go through the
Right process, yeah.
right process and all that. Some will say that the right process is very, very expensive. They can't pay all that. If you are going to be paying this amount of money, billions, not even in millions, then you need to know that all this thing needed to go through the right process and then
Mhm.
get your goods and do whatever you
You
can.
know, some of them are being scared that even though they go through the right process, they might seize their goods or else it down.
Well,
That's why some people are not even going through the right process.
if it comes from a legit and all that, and then you have your paperwork, you know your rights, and then you know what you have to do. It also deals with the fact that the border has been closed, and then no any ways of actually all those importing and
Mm,
exporting at the moment. So that is why the custom have to be on their own duty tightly, not to allow all this to be coming into Nigerian field.
yeah. Okay, let's move on. Lagos businessman jailed for attempted drug export. A federal high court in Lagos on Thursday convicted and sentenced a businessman, Uzi Osa Omoerige, to a year imprisonment for unlawful exportation of 3.60 kilograms of tramadol and 400 kilograms of rofinol. Justice Deride Dipe-Olu handed down the sentences after Omogeri pleaded guilty to 2 counts of unlawful exportation of the prohibited drugs filed against him by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The NDLEA Prosecution Counsel, Abu Ibrahim, told the court that the convicts were arrested on July 16, 2025 at the tarmac baggage hall basement of the Muritala Muhammad International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. He told the court that Omegere was found with 3.60 kilograms of tramadol, a narcotic analgesic, and 400 grams of refinol, a psychotropic substance, which he intended to export to Pakistan. The prosecutor said the arrest was carried out by a joint team of aviation security officers and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency operatives.
So we are still
Talking about
talking
drugs,
about
yeah.
drugs over and over again. It feels like this is actually the third time that a drugs is being mentioned for since the news has started, and I feel like this is actually a good one because the rate at which drug is
Drugs is
being
being
given and
exactly,
then
it's getting too
exchanging is
much.
getting too much because there is no day that actually break that you won't have
Hear about
hear
drugs, someone
about
being arrested for drugs
and
and all.
exactly, and it's really a sad one for the state that Nigeria is now. All that we just needed to, all that the youth wanted to be thinking about is how to go into drug,
Illegal
or
ways.
illegal ways of things, and it's a sad one. Well, kudos to the security personnel that is actually putting on their work, and we know it's going to be a positive one.
Yeah, I pray so. All right, let's move on. Three US-based Nigerians jailed 8 years for $520,910 fraud. Three Nigerians based in the United States, Kamadin Karu-Ole, Stephen Olamigoke, and Johnson Omodusonu, have been sentenced to more than 8 years in jail for defrauding the US of $520,000 in a COVID-19 unemployment benefit fraud scheme. This is just as one of the convicts also agreed to be deported to Nigeria upon completing his jail term. It was learned from a statement obtained from the U.S. Department of Justice on Thursday that the trio stole in 2020 no fewer than 168 unemployment insurance debit cards belonging to other people. According to the statement, court documents revealed that between August and October 2020, the convicts, in connivance with other suspects outside the U.S., used the stolen debit card and password to file false unemployment benefits claims. The statement added that 98 of the cards were used to withdraw cash for various automated teller machines across the U.S. It read, "These cards, issued by the states of California, Arizona, and Nevada, were being periodically loaded with benefits. None of the cards belongs to the members of the conspiracy. They were all in the name of real individuals. To obtain the cards, other members of the conspiracy located outside the United States used stolen personally identified information to file numerous false unemployment claims with various state workforce agencies." This is bad.
Well, this is very, very bad. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still going to say that it's only here in Nigeria that you can actually be into fraud
And you know because.
and you will not be caught. Even if you are caught, you can easily pay your way out,
Mm-hmm.
and then you won't even have to sleep in the cells
At
for
all.
more than a day or 2 days.
Yeah.
So, but there in outside country, their laws are very tight. Their security personnel are very tight. You can feel like you are here, even not doing anything wrong. Your data are being stored, all
Mm-hmm.
your movements have been stored. They have a very good system and everything. So you can't actually think that since 2020 and then they just been caught because
Facebook, yeah.
they take their time. They take their time to investigate every step and every move that is being taken. So you staying there and then trying to hide, it's only going to be a matter of time before you are
Mm-hmm.
being apprehended before the court of law and then you be sentenced. So you can imagine you're already risking your life and then risking the life of your family. You are going to be deported after you complete your jail term and you'll
Yeah.
be back with nothing because
Mm-hmm.
they won't allow you to just go home
Like
freely
that,
like that.
yeah.
Everything that you have
You
worked
will
for
serve
there
your
will be
jail
seized.
term and you'll be sent back.
Everything you have worked for, there will be seized
Seized,
and
yeah.
taken from you, and then you come back empty-handed.
Yeah, kudos to them over there. All right, so our top story from the Guardian. Car snatching syndicate busted as police arrest 6 in Lagos, Ibadan. Detectives from the Ilesa Division of the Lagos State Police Command have arrested 5 suspects linked to a car snatching incident as well as the buyer of the stolen vehicle. On August 1st, 2025, a taxi driver reported that 3 men hired his service along Platinum Way, Jakande, Lekki before robbing him of his black Toyota Corolla at gunpoint and leaving him stranded. Police investigation led to the arrest of 5 suspects: 25-year-old Favour Sunday, 28-year-old Ikot Moses, 35-year-old Dixon Igube Hansen, 26-year-old Daniel Jonathan, and 27-year-old Joshua Adedamola. The stolen vehicle were later traced to a 40-year-old man, Wasiu Arinola, who brought it for 500,000 naira, dismantled it, and sold off the parts. He was subsequently arrested in Ibadan, Oyo State. In a separate case, the detective from the Alausa Division Police Division arrested a car wash attendant in Shagam after he attempted to flee with a customer's vehicle. The attendant was apprehended alongside the stolen car. The Commissioner of Police Lagos State Command, Oluwadare Jumo, assured residents and visitors that the command remained committed to prioritizing their safety and security. He added that efforts are ongoing to recover the pistol used in the robbery, trace other vehicles disposed of by the syndicate, and prosecute all suspects involved. The police also urged members of the public to provide useful information to aid swift investigation.
It's kudos to the
Police
to
officers,
police officers as well, because this whether it says that illegal things are actually becoming a norms
norms
in
in
Nigeria,
Nigeria.
it's not a joke, because in every corner of Nigeria's right now you're going to find is either is a kidnapping,
Robbery.
burglary, those that pickpockets and all that and everything. Like I don't really know how to put it, but I don't know when all this thing is going
Going
to
to
end,
stop.
going to stop, but right now I feel every effort and every support that needed to be given to the security personnel is not just up to them alone. If
Mm-hmm.
you as an individual, a citizen of Nigeria, should not just keep quiet and say that, okay, as the government is not helping us or as the
I'm
government is
not
not,
getting anything from it. I
so
just want to keep quiet.
let's leave them, those that
Yeah.
actually have the way to go into the illegal activity. If you're going to feel like it's not affecting me, there's a time that it's going to come around and affect you, and then you feel bad the same way that those that. So we have to work hand in hand with the
Mm-hmm.
security personnel and then bring those people to book, and then always report any unusual movement that you know that it's happening within that area.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Police officer arrested for demanding 1 million naira bribe over expired tinted glass permits. The Rivers State Police Command have confirmed the arrest and detention of officers involved in a viral assault incident. The officers were accused of brutally assaulting a citizen who allegedly refused to pay a 1 million naira bribe demanded over an expired tinted glass permit. According to SP Grace Iringe Koko, the police public relations officer, the Commissioner of Police has ordered a full-scale investigation into the matter and assigned the CP monitoring team to handle the case. She said the officer have been taken into custody and are currently facing disciplinary action. The victim, Cletus Emmanuel Oyekachi, alleged that the officer stopped him along Igbo Ekete Road, demanded a bribe, and turned violent when he refused to pay. The officers allegedly assaulted Oyekachi, his brother, a friend, and a female passenger. A viral video of the incident showed the officer beating and slapping Oyekachi with one officer using a whip to inflict injuries. SP Irige Koko assured the public that the command remains committed to professionalism and accountability in policing. She emphasized that the outcome of the investigation will be made public in due course, adding that Rivers State Police Command is dedicated to upholding the rules of law and ensuring accountability among its personnel.
Well, it's very good one as well, because we have been hearing a whole lot of the police and the security personnel,
maltreatment for them
the
from them, and
assault and abuse of
yeah,
their rights in their public relation. Because I never expected a police, if a tinted glass or any documents of a motorist got expired, the only thing that this person need is an encouragement of how soon and when is going to
be
actually
replaced.
renew it,
Yeah.
but not for you to actually abuse him when you are not in the position to actually renew that paper, that document for the person, but you are asking for a bribery of 1
1
million
million
naira
naira.
because of what?
How much did he even tint his glasses?
That is really sad.
Yeah.
The security personnel of Nigeria really needs to do better, because it's now from each one state or the other that we are hearing of this police brutality, police abuse, and all that, and it is sad.
It's so sad that those that are supposed to be protecting us are the one going against us. All right, viewers, thank you for joining us on the Breakfast Show today. I've been your host, Bisola. Be sure to join us again next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more news and updates on Global Entertainment News TV. I've been your host, Bisola, and have a blessed day. Bye.